The Cuban government describes the Trump administration's move as not surprising, as it forewarned of a possible reversal right after the former U.S. President Joe Biden made the announcement. It says the reversal is a sign of the lack of legitimacy, ethics and consistency in U.S. government's conduct against Cuba. In a strong-worded statement, Cuban authorities say the latest act of aggression once again demonstrates the cruel objective of the measures of siege and suffocation for the purpose of domination, especially economically.
I think it's just a political decision. It's not based in any objective proof. There's no proof. It's just signing to reverse all the decisions already taken by the Biden administration. And it's going to have a very economical difficulties to Cuba, because this decision doesn't allow to any financial institution, any companies all over the world to make trade, to make transaction to Cuba again. Then the investors has to be very careful about that. And that's why this decision is really one of the most aggressive decisions in terms of blockade. As I say, blockade is not a decision, it's not a resolution, it's not an act, it's a web of many acts, decisions, resolutions, sanctions that have been taken in the last 60 years. Then it's very difficult to lift the blockade just like this. Then this decision was one of the most aggressive decisions taken by the Trump administration for the second time.
Former President Biden's removal of Cuba from the list of countries reportedly sponsoring terrorism was informed by the credible opinions of international security agencies such as the Transportation Security Administration after conducting series of investigations on the island. Cuba maintains that it remains open to a dialogue with the U.S. even after the redesignation. The only condition, however, is that it be a dialogue of equals.
It's not a problem for us. The problem is from the United States. The Cuban government doesn't have any problem to dialogue with any counterpart. Even during the old administration, some senior officials from each government have been talking about some specific issues on security, on drugs, on something like this. We have been talking about that. Then why not to do it in the high level of the two governments, to talk for equals? Because you cannot talk to me in another level because we are not going to understand each other. That's the reason why it has to be a dialogue of equals. A dialogue with no concession, a dialogue with each part can express their opinions, and a dialogue of neighbor, because we're neighbors.
Ambassador de la Hoz conveyed the steadfastness of Cuban people and gratitude to the messages of support from across the world, including from Namibia. Blanche Correses, NBC News, Windhoek.